it became a problem that when we go and commission the project, all you hear is that, was it the one who awarded it? Instead of it to praise us, that we did not award it. Yet, we said, no, this is a government fund. Government is continue. You're not telling us that no, we are not the ones who awarded it. Is award the problem or completion?
There was some that you actually said no to.
No.
Like
the monorail. No, I didn't say no. The people of River State said no. When I came, I summoned a meeting of stakeholders in the government house. And I said, look, tell me, from the records, this project, over 50-something billion have been spent. And from what the contractors are saying, they require about another 40-something billion. So, what is the economic viability of this project? Do you advise I should go into it or I should leave it? I use the fund for other development projects. And they said, look, this is not our priority. What's the kilometer of this monorail? Where the traffic is taken? From where to where? So I listened to the people, and if I had that kind of money, where you had that monorail, it would have built flyovers and then to decongest the...
Your Excellency, as a Rivers man, yes. What will now become of that project? Every time you drive along,
frankly speaking, I don't know what the future will be. I don't know what the future will be, but I think that maybe in future the state may want to, but we'll also look at it for the man who started it, for him to say...
That is if it survives the future.
Yeah, but people will know. Well, that guy's government, the kind of project you carry out must be thoughtful, must be impactful. You see, some people go to Dubai. I saw this monorail in Dubai. And then you come to your state, I will do monorail. What feasibility stuff? What study have you carried out on the impactfulness of this project? Yes, monorail is a fine thing. If you see people are okay, fine. But what's the impact? As at that time, is there a major problem? Is there a major problem of the state as at that time? Maybe in future, in 40 years, maybe. But now, what are the immediate problems that the state requires to solve, to move on? I mean, you can't just carry a project that will be useful in 100 years' time. When you are talking about what you can solve now to make the state economically viable.
Okay, you talked about some project that you carried on from your predecessor's project. What about the remodeled schools? There are some who argue that you abandoned the schools that were built for these children, and they were not all used.
You know, the problem people have is that they don't like to say the truth. I was chief of staff then. Why are you bringing down schools to say you want to start building new schools? If you look at the report by the Economic Advisory Council, which he set up then, headed by the late Professor Nyesom, who just died. If you see the report by late Professor Nyesom, how can you award just for purposes that you want? Even some schools are started where you don't have 200 persons. Yes, unnecessarily. I went to Minima one of these days. How many people in Minima go there? Over 300 of these schools just left Lebanon. Take, for example, government secondary school, Ogu, in Ogu local government. They brought down the whole building and said they are going to build a new one. Not one single block was put. This is a school that you see children, people are there. And you gave them hope, you brought it down. It was as I came, I went there and rebuilt that school. Go and see the standard it is today. The same thing happened in government secondary school, Emohua. You remove the school where the school was. They are going to build a modern school. The school was abandoned, not completed. Now go and see what we have done in Emoha, we have repealed the school. Now, this one you say was a model school, abandoned. I gave it to the university to be a campus of Rivers State University, and which has been completed. Go there and see. Go to government secondary school, go to Eche, Kehi. You want to build a model school. For Christ's sake, these jobs were awarded 4.3 something billion as a matter. What happened? Not completed. So you have all kinds of projects here and there. And why we have government secondary school, okay, in such a dilapidated, you're now building a model school opposite that government secondary school, okay. Why not rebuild government secondary school, okay. Go and see what we have been there now. Now, this other model secondary school, I've given it to the army to use as army day school command. You don't just, you see, people, that's why I say, people will go to Dubai. You just want to say, I am the one who brought this thing. We have good schools. Renovate the school, equip the schools.
But you were chief of staff in that government, and
yes.
as chief of staff, you had a voice.
You have
Chief of
voice.
staff
Yeah,
are supposed to have voice in the administration.
You see, something you must know. What's the role of a chief of staff? Yes, if your boss said, look, this is what I'm going to do. If your advisor said no, what do? Are you the governor? You can't do anything. We don't need to go to the public to say that we advise. No, we don't need to do that.
Even with your strong character?
No. My strong character does not mean that we are giving advice to your boss. You do it in such a public way that you are disagreeing. No, you don't do that. You go back and say, look, I don't think this is good. I don't think we should do this way. You know, that time, there was money. There was money. What was the exchange rate? 150 to $1. That was why people said, look, we had money, but we didn't know what to do with the money. If I was governor as at that time, if I could build 12 flyovers in 4 years' time, with the exchange rate of almost 700 to $1, then know what would have happened at that time.
Talking about the flyovers, Your Excellency, you've just left office only a few days ago, and I'm sure you've had time to reflect on some of the actions, the decisions you took while you were governor. Do you have any regrets over any of your policies?
I don't think I have any regrets in any policy I've taken or any project I've embarked upon. Take, for example, he said about the flyover. The only problem I have now, and that's why I believe the present governor will be very decisive. Our people don't like good things. I passed there the other day. You know what people are doing? You know, we use mesh wire to protect so that people don't go there to start trading.
Exactly.
You know what they are doing? They are now cutting the mesh wire. This is the kind of things. I mean, you spend money, government spends money to beautify a city, to develop a city. It's just a group of people. Now, coming to destroy that, I couldn't believe that. I came out from my car. You mean human beings can do this? So I called the governor. I said, listen, I just passed. He said, yes, you have seen it. And I think he says meeting with the chairman of councils today. Because if you catch such people, treat them as armed robbers fully. You treat them as armed robbers. There's nothing like, let them face lesser offense. No. That's the only language people will understand. I don't want to call the particular group. So I let it not become, you're having in mind. But we know people who, what they do, sometimes, you have this manhole. They go and move it.
Exactly.
And go and sell. And it's terrible. It's terrible. But so, my concern is, if government does not take decisive action against them now, you regret the whole thing you did.
Would
But I know
would
that
it
God
require a change in strategy? Because you go to some parts of Port Harcourt now, you find that those manholes, the irons have been removed.
Yeah.
And they pull out these irons, sell them and make money.
Yeah.
Couldn't we have come up with a better strategy of maybe putting a slab on it, you know, rather than the irons those irons are quite expensive.
It will be difficult for you to put a slab because these are where, in terms of maintenance, you know, for the companies, you can see human beings will go in there to clean the drainages and the rest of it. So it will be difficult. Now, but the point I'm making is that how people will learn. These things are done in the night, in the midnight, early hours. Now, what you do? Like, for example, you have youths. Sometimes you are afraid whether these youths are also not the ones involved. Now, tell the chairman of council to set up vigilante team. You hear something? Also, place where these things are being sold, right? And then you get those who buy and those who sell. By the time two people have found themselves somewhere, people will stop back up. And when you are hard about it, they know you are serious about it. When I was there, it was not possible. They know if we catch you, you will never know whether you see this one again.
All right, there was one environmental issues that was solved under you. We recall that River State used to have a lot of soot from illegal refining, and it was something that you were against. In fact, you were on the news many times talking about. How did you solve that problem for it to be sustained,
well,
especially
it has not been fully solved, but it can be reduced. Why? We took the worst to them. You come from all this small fire and the rest of it, all this illegal bunkering and this. So I called the chiefs of the community. I called the youth of the community. These things are done by you. If they are not done by you, then you are a complete story because nobody, no outsider could have done this here and then you are watching it's not correct. So the chiefs were involved. The youth were involved. I declared a war. I said, look, if this happens to your community again, chief, I will take you. The youth, I will take you. And of course, everybody had to say, listen, there's a problem. Again, the security, some of the security were involved. There were people who ate these boys because they get money from there. I know nothing pains you. You think you're working with security agents, not knowing they are the ones collaborating with these people. They escort these products out. We have had so many instances. There was a time I just told my team, I said, what kind of country is this? I'm not in charge of security. I can't say anything. And for me, it's a major problem. And that's why, for you to reduce this oil theft, let the president not deceive himself. He must tell the security chiefs and point at them clearly. There's no way you can tell me we could not do this oil theft without your being involved. Let nobody deceive you. No governor can stop it because they are not in charge of the security chiefs here.
Your Excellency, if I may interrupt you here, earlier you mentioned something about telling local government chairmen to set up vigilante groups. You've again come down to talk about the security matter, and the president should tell them we can't stop this. Would you be pushing, or I'm sure that in the course of your 8 years and before that, you've already talked about the issue of state police, and that conversation has been there. As a lawyer, first of all, our laws don't allow for state police as we speak, so to speak. But as a lawyer and one who has been there, and now you're on the outside, what would you say about allowing state police to come in, and what areas would they have to operate with?
It has nothing to do with being a lawyer. It has nothing to do with what they are talking about, true federalism. You don't need to be a lawyer to know that we are saying we are putting a federal system. Go to all over the world, those who are putting federal system. In America, you have local councils have their own police. Yes, they do. Take for example, that I think we should set up a vigilante. Does not necessarily mean that you're going to give them sophisticated weapons. No. It could be like intelligence. Mm-hmm. Do you understand me? It could be like intelligence. We set up a neighborhood watch, which were being trained by our security agencies. Cleared. Do you know what happened? Former Chief of Police Buratai, because the Minister of Transportation then told them that I was setting the neighborhood watch for political reasons. They went to the NYC camp where they are being trained by our former security agents. They went there and arrested everybody. No. Former Chief of Police Buratai did that. Because the former Minister of Transportation, look, we suffer a lot of things in this state. Everything was done to make this state to be ungovernable. Everything was done. The CP we brought here today, why we're having to draw up a new security architecture in the next 3 months. The Minister of Transportation then said, oh no, we don't want the CP, it's not working according to my own. All they want, don't work for security, for us to enjoy level of security. Let it be like state is ungovernable.
Why would anybody do that?
That's what you should ask yourself. When you don't love your people, when you believe that, look, you had an opportunity to turn the state around, and somebody has come, and people are seeing what you're doing, you are not happy about it. So let it not be that anything development is going on. Everybody, it was not the security. We had a hostile federal government against our state. In fact, people were surprised at the level of development. How? Upon this hostility against your state. I never knew that a governor will be sitting as a governor and he'll be sitting there, they're changing his CP, security per minute, per second, per hour, per day. It happened to me here.
Could that have contributed to why you became so vocal?
Well, you see, if you don't shout and let the world know, the world will not know. There was nothing that the federal government then did not do to us. There was nothing.
Talking about security challenges in Rivers State, it will seem as if at the advent of a new regime, insecurity tends to raise its healthy heads. From the reports of the past few days, it's like kidnapping in some parts are beginning to come up.
It's not correct. It is not correct. In fact, this state has been so peaceful.
There's a case of a kidnap of...
That does not mean that no country, you hear in America, shooting of school children up and down. That does not mean you had the other day, Sokoto and how many people were killed. That does not mean you had the other day, how many were killed in Benue. You heard the other day, how many were killed in Plateau. Have you heard of such killings in this state? No. So if somebody was kidnapped, does that mean that the state is insecure? It does not mean. You see, that is why I was so angry when I saw politics of relocation of tribunal to Abuja. I saw politics. And I laughed. It happened to us in 2015 here. I laughed. Look, APC, according to them, wrote that, that we are not allowing them to collect documents. Listen, to collect documents from INEC. We wrote to the Court of Appeal President. So it is not safe for them. SDP route. Now, you have not ascertained from the security agencies to what extent is this correct? To what extent? Is it correct or just mere political? Now, the same people who wrote that petition, SDP has withdrawn their petition, APC has withdrawn their petition, right? They have withdrawn their petition. The same people who wrote, they are not civil. Now you ask yourself, what's the insecurity in Rivers? But there's another petition tribunal. It's in Benue. Look at the number of deaths. In Plateau, it's there. In Sokoto, it's there. So many people are dying every day. You heard what somebody was saying yesterday. I was watching on the channels. What is his name? I think show me something like that. Said how he was attacked in the tribunal and this and that and that. But you see, we politicize everything in Rivers. Everything is being politicized. And we know. When you talk about this insecurity, people use it to play whatever thing they want to do. For Christ's sake, no government can tell you that you can't have one crime or the other. No, it is not true. That government is not serious. Even development is a big crime. So they may find that there was one level of kidnapping. Does not make the state to be insecure. What is important?
The question really should be your successor not being a member of the State Security Council while you were governor.
It doesn't need to.
It
doesn't need to be
the tricks you use to ensure that the peace reigns.
First of all, you don't need to be a member of the State Security Council before you know. Listen, he was a top member of government, a civil servant at that level. That he's not a member does not mean that he does not get information. Two, that's the handover note. What we did. And in terms of funding of the security agencies, who was releasing the money? It's the Office of Accountant General. So he knows what we did for security agencies for us to be able to achieve peace or military in the state. Excuse me. Okay. So being involved, if you are buying equipment, who releases the money? If they are giving logistics to the security agency, who releases the money? So he's fully aware. And again, he has a handover note that, look, see what we did in terms of security to be where we are today. To be where we are today. Unlike mine, I never had any handover note. I didn't know what was there, I didn't have it. So it's just moving like this. What do we do? That was what happened to us.
But maybe that's why you were able to make so much impact that your people came out to show their love and appreciation for you.
It's not only, it is the passion, the commitment. I mean, if a state, I'm not the most intelligent person, I'm not the most handsome person. So if the state will say, look, we are giving you a mandate. Our hope is on you. For me, it's an honor. It's a big privilege. And the only way you can thank the people is not to disappoint them.
Would you let your successor also serve the people without interfering?
He's already doing it. What are you? You see, like I said before, if you mean well for the state, your successor should not inherit problems. The only problem you should inherit are the normal problems in every government. Take for instance, you cannot. Nobody will tell you that. Look, the issue of security. That but some people may have reduced the level of security, which we did. And so he will work to make sure it still comes down. In terms of deliverables, some will say, look, they can't do anything because of the huge debt. All right? Some can say, look, all these things they will say they are worried are bogus, not in existence. So it's a problem for you. You now begin to, how do I cope? When I came in 2015, our IGR was 4 billion naira a month. And that time allocation was heavily bad because the production level comes so low to about even 700,000 per barrel a day. 700,000 barrels a day. It was that bad. But today, as I speak to you, it's not as if that is okay for us, no. But we've been able to move it up to 12 billion a month. So no matter how bad the allocation comes, and we're able to pay salaries, we still have some funds to be able to embark upon projects. I tell people, look, as a second-time governor, if it was my first time I did it, you would have said, look, he's looking for second time. But this is second time I came in. I brought Joseph to do 12 flyovers and finish it. Do you know how much it is? I could have as well pocketed that money. Second time I'm leaving. But for Christ's sake, how do you feel seeing how your state is and you're having money in your pocket? How do you feel?
Is that what is giving you confidence to openly walk all over the place and even
I told you before now, I will leave this state without carrying security going everywhere. No, I told you that. And I told you I'm not going to run away from this state. How many governors can you now see visible come out? How many people? If EFC want to invite me, I told you if EFC invites me, they will stay in Rivers State for 6 months. They will take them project by project. Look at what we did there. Look at where this money went. See what we did there. Then let them invite me. I'm not afraid of that.
All right, Your Excellency, let me come in here now. Yeah, we're talking about you leaving office only a few days ago, and the Nigerians, we also are talking about a president who has just taken over only a few days ago. But if you ask me, I think he has taken some steps so far. I would like to know how satisfied you are with the steps he has taken, considering the fact that you lent your support to him openly from the other side. So how do you feel?
You see, I have told everybody who cares. My people say, the first step of the dance tells you whether you'll be a good dancer or not. He has shown a leadership. The first day he took the oath, and he said, listen, we must tell ourselves the simple truth. It can't be business as usual. See this problem, see this problem, see this problem. To start with, this so-called subsidy is gone. How many presidents can take that kind of decision? For me, that is leadership. For me, it shows that he's prepared for the job. It is a hard decision, but you have to take it. No good leader who may swear for his people will begin to promulgate. No, he knew. He saw that, look, in his campaign, he said it. He did not hide it. PDP president can just say it. Labour president can say it. So all of them know that this is a problem for this country. And having been given the mantle of leadership, why are you going to waste time again? Having told the people, if you're elected, you're going to do it. For me, I felt so happy that, yes, we didn't make a mistake. That is the kind of leadership we want in this country. Everybody, you see, everybody must not like what you have said or what you want to do. When I came and took solution, take this flavor, I got abuses everywhere. Oh, is this an elephant project you want to take money and run away? This is a container. Which same man will come and say that he's awarding 12 flyovers in 4 years? He must be a sane man. You just want to pack the money and go. Even when I was awarding it, even 6 months to leave office, they said, oh, this is the money he wants to take down. Since his tenure coming time. But I thank God today. They've seen the beauty. They've seen the transformation. That this thing can be done. But as a leader, if I had followed what people were saying, the inconveniences, I wouldn't have done it. But I know this is what is good for my people. And my people have now today shown, yes, we really appreciate what you did. So what the president did was to tell Nigerians, listen, I'm prepared for this job. I'm prepared for this job. And that is why some of us will say, look, give him a chance. That statement he made, and with what he has said, I'm not going back. For me, it's everything. For me, it's everything. That's what leadership is all about. It's not a privilege that you come today, you say this. In 2 hours, you have changed. It's all kind of things that, you know, people will tell you, oh, heaven will come down. For Christ's sake.
But what
all of us own this country. If you don't want all of us, okay. But this decision must be taken for the interest of Nigerians, yet there will be a kind of yes, hue and cry, but people don't be hardship. For the time, yes.
He has also made some appointments. Are you satisfied?
What appointments?
Chief of Staff.
Chief of Staff.
Beautiful. Look at what he did. Look at what he did. You see, I have never been a lawmaker, but I know in circumstances like this, you need somebody who can preach, relate with the lawmaking or the lawmakers. He appointed former speaker. Okay, speaker, not former, because his time has not come to an end. What's wrong with that? Beautiful appointment. Beautiful appointment. He appointed Akume as Secretary to Government. Former civil servant, former Director of Government House, former Permanent Secretary, became governor, became a minister. And you talk about an engine room of government. Who can be more qualified than that? And look at what the man is doing, balancing. Remember, the Muslim ticket was a serious problem in this country. Was a serious problem in this country. Whether anybody wants to accept the truth or not, it was a serious problem. And that's why you have to be careful. Nigeria is such a complex country that you have to be careful. Don't mind those who are so selfish that they can't see the truth. It was a serious problem for him. And for him, how do I not say, or to show this other section, that look, what you think is not what it is. Therefore, I'm going to bring in this government people from these areas too, to assuage them that look, what we're doing is the right thing. And he happened to be Christian. And for the North Central, you see the balancing. If anybody tells you, no, don't bother, you can't appoint anybody, it's a lie. Those people don't want this country to be one. These are selfish people. So for me, he has shown that he has that capacity. He has shown to Nigeria that, look, what you are talking about does not exist in my mind. All I want is to win the election and show my capacity. And that's what Nigerians want.
Your Excellency, your relationship with the president is making you a kind of, let me use this expression, a hybrid politician. You are more or less the leader of the PDP in Rivers State. And your relationship with the president is invariably making you the leader of the APC in Rivers State as well.
I don't know how that comes from. I don't know.
And it's like, in the last within this 1 week,
yeah,
you've been with the president like twice.
Yes.
Your meeting with the president is like something politically delicious.
There is nothing there.
It's cooking.
The last government didn't give me any access to see their president. You remember the government was too hostile to my state because of the president and Minister of Transportation. You remember that? Now, if the government has come and said, listen, what do you think that this thing we are doing, maybe because you are from that side, what's your thinking? Okay. And I said, okay, this is my own thinking. Okay. That has nothing to do.
So it's all about Rivers' interest.
I have told you before. Because even if you're talking about Nigeria, there are states that make up the country. Right? So as I'm talking about Nigeria, I'm also talking about my state. Yeah, I mean, it would be stupid of me to just go to anyone and say Nigeria. There are states that make up Nigeria. If I come back home and they ask me, you are welcome, how far? What would I say? So you see, it's very special.
Is that not contrary to the principle of federalism, where you're always running to the center for whatever it is at the
I'm
state.
not running to the center, but which is even wrong. That's what we're saying. The central government has enormous power that have made the state to be beggars, which is not the way it's supposed to be. Take, for example, when I challenge the issue of VAT, I said, listen, under a normal federal system, even by the Constitution, VAT is to be collected by us. But it was politicized. It was politicized. Some states who believe that they get money from VAT, who they don't contribute, teamed up. Some came as this region. Some even brought the issue of religion into the whole thing. And I asked them, listen, look at the Constitution there. Am I the drafter of the Constitution? Look at it there. It's part of our federal system. And it's the problem we only say that we practice federalism on pages of newspaper. But in reality, there's no federalism in Nigeria. There's no federalism. That's why most people are afraid. So why you see states every time around to Abuja, it's the nature of the federal system that we operate. We're merely beggars. You see a governor going to kneel down for IG. You see a governor going to kneel down for chief of army, in all kinds of things. You see a governor going to kneel down for a permanent secretary in the federal ministry, begging. Look at the issue of this stamp duty. Very clear. Who should? But for, peace to reign, they agreed that, okay, let the matter come for Supreme Court. You get this percent, you get up to now. Maybe permanent secretary, Minister of Finance, maybe government central bank. Dictating when the money, you see, I just said, look, we don't have any, let us not pretend about it. This is what you have agreed. And politics came in. Is that the kind of federal system that we should run? That states now go to the central bank. Look, the governor of central bank is like a president. It is a system. Governors are just beggars. So go and see where they are queuing.
But still,
I've never seen that in my life.
Your Excellency,
Yes.
we'll go on this shortly, but maybe just before we get to that point, still on this your constant meeting with the president. The president is enjoined to pick a minister, at least a minister from every state of the federation. If he offers you the slot for Rivers State, would you take it?
In fact, there's a list that is already trending online. I'm sure
And
you've
his name
seen
is
that also.
prominently
And in
on that
fact,
list.
your office is has already been identified. And let me not go into that. But I know you, Excellency, you've also seen that list trending. So how will it go? A PDP man in an APC government accepting such offers?
Are you talking about APC, PDP, or you are talking about Nigeria? You see, must I be relevant only when I'm given an appointment? You see, this is the problem we have. Must you be relevant only when, like somebody said, your relevance is what you were able to do while you have opportunity. Your relevance is how people see you. Right? That's your relevance. Not when you are given, not when you are given an appointment that makes you relevant. No. But like I said, every week you see people rolling out different lists. What is my business? The Mr. President has not called me one day to say, look, this is what I want you to do. For me to say yes or no. But you see people every week. In fact, I'm sure this week another list will come out.
And your name will always be there.
Why? Because let me tell you what they think. They think because the way Rivers State is now, it's clear. Politically or otherwise.
The president's party in Rivers State is not in sync with him.
What's my business? If they have problems, I don't know.
Probably that's why you have become the beautiful bride.
I don't know. It is the relevance. It is the relevance. Listen, we said we are supporting Southern president. And with Southern president won. These other elections were local. House Assembly election, local. Another Assembly election, local. Governorship is local. But presidency was a national issue. And people were saying, look, this is what they want now. The power must shift now. And it was easy. And you remember, in the local areas, what some of them were telling, where are we voting for this one? They're already aware. It's the language they speak. Forget about what you see in the urban. In the rural area, they already, you see, it's like here. If we are doing governorship, in a community where a governorship candidate comes from, you will see the sentiment there. They're not talking about assembly. You see what they're talking about? We'll put here where our own son. It is in the urban where I speak all this grammar. That's where I speak all the grammar. Just like I said, maybe, I don't know. Like I said, people are always speculating. Nigeria, you know, when I was finishing my first degree, I think my supervisor said, look, he wants somebody to, can't I take it up? Rumor, how does it emanate? Who are the beneficiaries? I said, sir, there are not too much literature on this. But it's something you can say, yes, maybe if I do my master's, I will do, but now let me graduate. Let me have my degree, and then my master's, I can now, sit down and come up, what you do, your research work, questionnaire, this and that. Unfortunately, I didn't do that. I have to go back for another first degree, which is law. So you see, you never can tell. Well, so these rumors, who sit down to contemplate about it, who sits down to put in such a way that people will begin to say, it's correct. Nigeria, there is another list has come, and this is authentic list. Every week, there's one authentic.
But is the president consulting with you regarding appointments?
No, I've never one day. Never. I think this is what you want to hear what actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Twice within a week.
It will douse the speculation.
So what is the speculation? There's something going on in the country now about the Senate presidency and the House thing. Sure. And anybody knows my position. My position is the presidency should come to the South.
The presidency of the Senate.
Yeah, of the Senate. We're not talking about president of Nigeria now. We're done with that. Should come to the South. Ask me why. People, you see, I don't understand how this country, how it's operates. People are so selfish. If you agree that the presidency should come to the South, tell me in truth, where should you go now? In truth, it can't be in the Southwest, right?
Yeah.
How will it be in the Southeast? South has only produced one Senate president, 1979, Joseph Wike. Southeast has produced over 7. Ewerim, Ayim, Wabara, Namani, Okadibo. Name them.
Anyim.
Name them. Let us tell ourselves the truth. The problem when you say the truth in this country, people try to align it to, what? In terms of performance for Mr. President, in terms of performance, if we want to use electoral success, is the South after the Southwest.
All right, Your Excellency, we need to put you on hold.
Okay.
Because it's top of the hour. Let's take a quick break. At least that will also enable you to get some breather. When we come back, Maria will probably lead us on that circumstance. Go on a quick break.
Website channelstv.com has more information on our top stories and others. Subscribe and watch Channels Television's live stream on YouTube and other social media platforms using your mobile device browser. or download the Channels TV app for Android and iOS devices from their respective stores. You can also watch us via your smart TV platforms on Apple TV, Android TV, Fire TV, and Roku. Channels Television. Ubiquitous. From the predictable to the unpredictable, news is fast-paced. On The World Today, we bring you stories from far and wide, narrating the intricacies of politics, diplomacy, war, and disasters. Join us as we make sense of it all, with in-depth coverage and analysis from across the globe. The World Today, every weekday at 5:30 p.m. Stay connected to the world with Channels TV Podcast and get all the trending stories. Simply log on to channelstv.com, click on podcast, select the program of your choice, and listen. Our podcast is available on Apple, Google, and Spotify. Tap the expertise you trust. Touch the stories that touch you. Anytime, anywhere. From the predictable to the unpredictable, news is fast-paced. On The World Today, we bring you stories from far and wide, narrating the intricacies of politics, diplomacy, war, and disasters. Join us as we make sense of it all, with in-depth coverage and analysis from across the globe. The World Today, every weekday at 5:30 p.m.
It's engaging, fascinating, and insightful. Join us as we connect with the global community of Nigerians around the world. We talk about life in the diaspora, flying the Nigerian flag, their culture, socio-political activities, and survival stories on Channels Television.
Britain is quite a racist country, and where they see asylum seekers on the street and they have a very poor opinion of them.
Diaspora Network, engaging diasporans for development.
It's an entertaining and engaging world of sports.
The big he steps up and it's a goal. The first one.
Oh my, that's exciting.
That's why on Channel Sports, we got you covered with vivid coverage of breaking sports stories.
Played across.
Wait for the champion Israel Adesanya.
So join us every weekday and on Sundays as we take you across the scintillating world of sports.
GIST Nigeria cares about the things you care about.
I'm young, I'm a Muslim, I'm Hausa.
With many more perspectives.
I'm a health systems consultant,
project manager,
IT expert.
Whether visiting tech startups, education hubs,
or on the ground,
get informed opinions, trusted analysis.
Cash is an anti-cashless policy.
And most importantly, get to the gist of the news that matters most to you.
GIST Nigeria from the BBC and Channels Television every Wednesday at 9 p.m. and online too.
To our breaking story this hour.
Then to the Situation Room.
Gentlemen, let's get to it.
We know just how important it is to give you well-informed conversations with those making the news.
There's nothing like regional security.
I have a lot in mind. I know too much.
The police do not believe that you have any right once you are in the police station.
Sunrise Daily, every weekday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. only on Channels Television.
Senator Godswill Akpabio, a former senator himself, we keep wondering, what informed your choice of that candidate? Could he be the best among the lot?
Well, look at it this way, the way when you are doing elimination, how you can get to that. First of all, we are in support that the Senate President should come to the South. Like I said, there should be some balancing. Anybody who loves this country, who believes in the unity of this country, who believes that he wants this government to succeed, will not hesitate but to support the presidency of Senate to come to the South and the speakership to go to the North. Now, let me tell you. I've said this before. Except those who never wanted Aswaju to be president. You know, in a fight of presidency, there are stages. We have finished election now. That stage is gone. They will also make sure he does not succeed. How does he not succeed? To set up a stumbling block for him at the National Assembly. Right? Now, take for example, ordinarily this it shouldn't be, but with the complex nature of Nigeria, you can't run away from it. We told you the Muslim ticket was a problem. Was a problem. Coupled with the abysmal performance of APC. Abysmal performance of the last government. It was a double jeopardy. Very strong. PDP campaigned against it. That this country can have now a president, a Muslim, a vice president, Muslim. PDP can campaign with it. And let's not tell ourselves lies. Somehow, by the president's own luck, God being on his side, and his doggedness, he was able to make it. Mind you, a lot of boo-boo traps were set for Mr. President not to emerge as a president. A lot of boo-boo traps were set, even by the people in his own party. It is correct. There's no government in this world who is a ruling government, a ruling party, can bring up policy that will make a party to be unpopular towards an election period. No government. Within that period of the election, you brought the issue of data redesign. You brought the issue of there was no fuel. Two things that has to affect the masses. You will know it was a boo-boo trap set against Aswaju not to emerge. Nobody can deceive me. Nobody can deceive me that that policy was not targeted at him. But as I said, God is infinite mercy. He gives power. Man can set all kinds of traps. And God can say, look, it's not my trap. This is man's trap. Therefore, jump and pass. Jump and pass, and he jumped and passed. You know? So, now, you want to take a Senate president again from the Muslim. You want to take Speaker again from the, look, you must not be, come on, what are we talking about? Mr. President is a Muslim. The Vice President is a Muslim. The Chief Judge is a Muslim. You want the Senate President to be a Muslim? What would you tell anybody? You have to be careful. It's only those who don't want the unity of this country can even have that kind of proposal. If you really love this country, for this country to be united, for this country to be indivisible, live and let live.
Well, some people also argue that if you flip the coin,
yes,
the president is from the south, the chief justice from the south.
I'm coming. Don't rush.
Okay.
I'm coming.
Okay.
I have seen that argument,
right,
which holds no water. But I'm coming to that. If you do that, what signal are you giving out? You are trying to, from the beginning, to frustrate his administration. Because already, there has been an accusation that why he went to pick a Muslim was to run a Muslim agenda, Islam agenda, which is not correct. And he's trying to balance this thing now, so Nigerians will not see all these accusations or rumors by lazy politicians. I say, look, if you want this country to be where it is balancing, give hope here. Give hope here. Let it not look as if we are running a religious government. And if anybody loves his administration, if anybody wants it to succeed, if anybody wants the unity of this country, you won't think twice to know that, yes, the way it is now, the speakership is not. You want the state president to go to not. You can't say that. We must tell ourselves the simple truth. Now, when people say that, oh, how can you go to South? That's a balderdash. Balderdash. Rubbish argument. How? Buhari was there. Senate President was where? Speaker was where? CJ was not Tanko. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Okay, if you remove CJ, who was already there, it's not by election or by appointment. It was by his own position as the most senior in the hierarchy. Okay, let's not even go there. Are you telling anybody today that you want the way it is now, that you will not be hurting other sections of the country? Let's remove pride. Let's remove selfishness. APC should be jubilating that God has given them opportunity by the cost of PDP. God gave APC to repent from the sins they committed against Nigerians. God gave them this opportunity now. They want to bungle it again by bringing a crisis where at the end of the day, Nigerians will suffer. If you do not, if Mr. President will have a smooth administration now, at the end of the day, who suffers? Nigerians, is not. We, you say, you, the masses. And we cannot come out now and say, listen, what you are doing will be a setback. Let us believe that all of us are one. Let's give everybody a sense of belonging. And when you begin to say this, people can read all kinds of meanings. Oh, you don't like these people. You don't like who? Take, for example, that was the same thing that made PDP is this kind of impunity. It's impunity. You see what PDP did in the Bauchi recently? You know, when you raise up these things in our governance forum, PDP governance forum, and Nigerian governance forum, when the chairman of the governance forum, if in the ruling party becomes the chairman, the opposition party takes as the vice chairman. If the chairman is from North, when he finishes his time, somebody from the South takes. If it's from the South, remember, Fayemi finished. And his vice being Tamboa, who was the PDP chairman, of the PDP governors forum chairman, right? Tukum. Now, because he was acting capacity, Fayemi was the who had it fully. So the chairmanship position had to go to the North. And that's Akwara produced the chairman of governors forum. And then the vice, being the opposition now, PDP, had to come to South, being Sheyi. Now, Tamboa leaving office at the chairman of governors forum, who is from the North. The chairman of governors forum now ought to come to the South.
That's the PDP governor.
Yes, ought to come from the South. Now, and that's why I say, people, when you do a manipulation, you are happy you have manipulated, but you don't know the consequences of it tomorrow. When people begin to talk about those consequences, you say, oh, he's doing anti-party. What is the anti-party? Look at what you did. Impunity. The chairman of government forum of PDP ought to come to the South. Tamboa hasn't finished. Now they went there, manipulated the system, and gave it to Bala, my friend. I have no problem with my friend. But in you, this thing you did, was it right? Was it what you have been doing? And they know if I was a governor, that wouldn't have happened. Let entire heaven come down. For Christ's sake, what is wrong in people standing by the truth? Speaking out the truth. You have manipulated that. And I know where they're heading to. And they know it won't work.
They made rivers.
Oh, well, for Christ's sake, for Christ's sake. We are talking about serious matters. You don't bring about it. Who doesn't know what they're playing? What's that? I was there. I never said no police. We know what they did. See, you can't play everybody all the time. But let the world hear. When the crisis comes up tomorrow now, you say, oh, if they are doing agenda thing, you are the one setting crisis. We thought of what has happened to us in the last election, of impunity, of thinking you have the number. You went and did what you did. You saw the percussion. Now you have again, instead of setting the tone for reconciliation, showing that, look, we are all one. We continue to do our things the way we are doing it. You refuse. To you, you have won. You are happy. But again, having won, be happy. What will be the impact? Will people be committed? Will people be committed to that? Some people may not speak up. But how are you going to allow them to be committed in your party affair? They won't. They'll be dig-darling. They'll be dig-darling. You mean of all this that happened to us, people can't take a lesson from this? That impunity is still there. You see how you started? So what we're trying to say here, it's not about religion or water, but Nigeria is a complex country. And everybody saw what happened in the last election. That you can now see how people came out. Those who are supporting this now are still the same people. I hear some PDP so-called leaders I said nobody should impose. But they forgot when they were in government. They were the one putting Senate president from all the Igbo, all the Southeast states. They were the ones. Now you are trying to bring somebody who is working with you to make sure this mass administration fails. Why do you do that? To the detriment of Nigerians. Why can't we know that? At the end of every, look, Further, he's the president of Nigeria, and I believe in 4 years. It's what you want, Mr. President. I think this is fine. Allow him. Let us see where the excuses will come from. When there's no smooth relationship but the leadership of the National Assembly and the presidency, you can't have a very good administration. Now, check it, it has happened severally. Yeah. You remember, when Saraki was there was no good relationship between the leadership and the presidency. It was a problem. It was a big problem. And that affected the administration.
So you're saying that if, let's say, Senator Akpabio gets to be Speaker of the Senate, President of the Senate, there will be a good relationship with the President?
So what I was saying here, first of all, you have created that there's hope. You have given these people from this side sign that, look, we are not excluding anybody. You have created that, look, it's not about religious thing, balancing the various segments. That's what I'm trying to say. And two, I'm coming. And two, saying that the president is also in support, right, of Abadi. Saying that if the president was not in support, or is not in support, then that's a different issue. But having seen that, look, the president is in support. If he's coming to the South, by their rules, they come to South. He's the most senior. Ordinarily, if that rule was not there, probably, people might have gone to Oshomole. Probably. But by their rules, you must be a ranking senator.
The question, Your Excellency, if I may come here, the question then is, this rubber stamp stigma that has been on the National Assembly throughout the last administration, if it goes the way of the president and his team, picking the president of the Senate, nominating someone for the president and someone for the speaker, wouldn't that rubber stamp situation still remain?
Look, let me tell you what's called rubber stamping. In the Congress of America, the Trump don't say it must be so president. There were negotiations and negotiations and negotiations and negotiations. But that's not the point. What is called rubber stamping? What is called rubber stamping? So, if Mr. President brings something that's wrong, and as a Senate President, I will take knife and put on the neck of every senator. Let us stop this. When people don't want to do what they're supposed to do, when people are given responsibilities and cannot live up to their responsibilities, you say, Rubber stamp, Lawan, did you not say anything that Buhari brings, he will approve it? Anything. He did not qualify it now. Even the last minute, I provide even 4 days to go. But that's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making, our democracy has not grown to that level, to that extent, where you say that we know party influence. No, party must have influence. Party must have influence. I mean, you didn't run as an independent candidate. You never run. Party gave you a ticket. There's nowhere in the choice of leadership position that a party does not make input. No democracy.
Your Excellency, is it just about Senator Godswill Akpabio being a ranking member of the Senate, or are there more? Is there more to it than just that? We want you to tell us why you have made up your mind to support his candidacy.
No, look at it. Look at it. First of all, what I've said is this. If you say the Senate President is coming to the South, Southwest is ruled out. And you have Southeast and South-South. Now they begin to, which of the zones? I said, it has never worked well in the Southeast. Ku Kantaku. Today is Wabara. The next day is this person. The next 24 hours is like that. They have had up to 6, 7 Senate Presidents. And in the South side, you have not had only late Joseph Wires. So when you do by elimination, then the next president is South side. Who of the senators? I have a ranking senator, but he's a PDP member. They can't go and contest for the leadership. Democrats said it is the ruling party that produced the leadership. If it was not so, I would have also told my senator, who's the ranking to go, and let us contest it. But it is the ruling party, it's not in the ruling party. Right? In Cross River State, the senator there, the ruling person there, is in PDP, Senator Jaribe. In Edo, there was nobody ranking. In Abia, the ranking are PDP members.
Delta.
In Delta, there's no ranking. So you see. So the only person that's in the ruling party in the South, that's ranking now, is Akpabio. That's the point I'm making here. Okay. So, so you can't go to Subule. I told you here, if that their order, if was that their convention or rule was not there, probably, people would have gone to Oshimani. Why? But even true, there are also problems around that. And again, looking at that, the party and the presidency, or the president, appears to have a soft spot for Akpabio. I would have thought, look, allow this administration to start in a very good foundation. So nobody gives us excuses. That why this administration couldn't start in a good footing? Because of the rancor in the National Assembly between the executive and the legislature. And that time, because of what excuses again are we giving? Who are going to suffer? You will come up on sunrise and begin to analyze. You will come up on AIT Kagaki and begin to say it. But that is the truth. Now we should be able to tell Nigerians, let us solve one problem. Why do we start from this level? Who is telling you is in position? Who is telling you that? Who is telling you that anybody is important? This is the language they use. If I say, I have a soft spot for you, I'm only appealing for you to see reasons. Apart from even that, look at the problem we have in Nigeria. you can't allow the senior president to go this way.
The dynamics.
It will cause a lot of crisis. That's what I'm saying. Let me see, leave theory and face reality. I ask you here, were you not aware that that ticket, modeling ticket, was an issue in this country? That to the point that the opposition parties, like my own party, used it for campaign. That Nigeria is not ripe for now to have presidency and vice presidency, to be one religion. Even though people like us never say, well, I think the strategy mainly is maybe he has weighed that he's likely to win if he does that. And let me win first, and then balance up things. And that's what I saw.
All right. We'll wait for the next list and see if we make that next list and when the authentic list finally comes out.
But still talking,
whether you are there.
Yes, but still talking about the National Assembly, because the dynamics in the House of Representatives is a little different from the Senate. Now, we see that the ruling party has about 177 members, which is the single ruling party, but the others, all the opposition come together, have more numbers than the ruling party.
Who are the opposition?
The PDP, the NMP.
You go to the factions of PDP.
Yes.
you know, nobody there can tell my state where to vote. You know that. What will you tell us to vote? Why will you tell us? Did you send the logistics for election to us?
So you are also going to support the candidate backed by the APC?
Of course, it's not about who we are going to. We know. They are unaware. Who will give me the directive? Who will give them? Is it those that wanted them to fail the election in nothing? Is it those that never bothered whether they are running an election, no thank you was given as a party to support their candidates? They abandoned them. Now how can you now come and direct them? No. Everybody has where he gets his own support. So when you are counting that, then you're not being realistic. Two, you think that Sheyi will support them from Oyo? No. You think that all of our people we have another say will support them? No. So if that is the number you are counting, you're making a big mistake.
You're referring to the G5, is that it?
Not only G5, we have integrity group.
Okay.
We have integrity group. Look, G5 are governors, but in the group we have integrity group. People like Jang are members. Olabode George are members. Donald Duke are members. Mimiko are members. Fire Should are members. Jerry Kennedy are members.
Yeah, but they don't have members.
It is not correct.
Okay.
It can be 2, it can be 3.
That they can influence.
Of course. Jerry Kennedy's son, did you know when he has some reps?
Your Excellency, you're painting a picture.
In Plateau, do you know what happened? In Edo, do you know what happened? So, see, I've told you. See, this game is not the way you see it. See a permutation now. It has come to that. That's their own number. Who told you everybody in Labour Party will support where the president candidate? Who told you that? You will just sit one place here. Listen. How many of them gave money to those who emerged in Labour Party? Some of them emerged accidentally. So you don't think that, because they're a presidential candidate.
So they have a mind of their own.
Of course. You mean that like our state is now, what we suffered, what we passed through, the conspiracy against us, and we're able to survive it, and then you will see somewhere that you are what? To direct River State. How can you do that?
Your Excellency, we would have thought that now that elections are over and then we're looking at addressing the issues of the new government, that the peace would have been restored in the People's Democratic Party. But from your tone, Your Excellency, it seems to be very far away.
Look at people who want to make peace. You started with the impunity life. What's supposed to come to start? You have taken it again. So who is the one making peace or who is the one making trouble now? Is it you that say, look, what you are doing is not good? Are you the one making trouble? I have taken it to them. Look at it. You have conscience. this thing you did, is it right? Is it how we have been doing it? It's not when you take, as you finish, this person will take. It's not what we have been doing. How come now you've done it again? I mean, I don't understand this.
Is there a future for the PDP?
It is those who are doing what they should tell us. We want the future of the party. That's why we are saying the right thing should be done. You see, everybody will be happy. People will come and say, look, now we are since time. They are trying to put ourselves together.
Your Excellency,
let us work towards that.
Is there a future for the PDP?
I have told you here. Listen, your parents sent you to school because they want you to have a future. Right? It's not even to go to the school. You start doing announcers to smoke Indian hair and that. What future are you setting for yourself? Your parents have sent you, believing that they are building future for yourself, for you. I need you to enter the classroom. Every time you're outside, smoking. Are you building future for yourself?
That's a future under the bridge.
Under the bridge. I have said, look, we have a problem. And this problem will not be resolved. You remember, if you watch that program, when Sheyi said, listen, let us tell ourselves the simple truth. We had problems. And we were unable to resolve those problems. And that affected our election. That he's happy that the governors are here. That shows that we are willing, right, to
start a new beginning.
To start. And look at, those are people too. You know what somebody said? Didn't they lie? You know what he said? Governor Chey should show that reconciliation by coming to the tribunal. What are Chey going to tribunal to do? So when Chey goes there, the judges will look at Chey has come, and then they will win. I mean, look, we're talking about something serious. A governor stood up to say this, and somebody stood up to start. I don't know. To start that reconciliation, you have to come to. Look at how you reduce. I mean, you trivialize issues. A governor stood up to say, I'm happy that our governors are here today. We must tell ourselves the simple truth. We had issues. We were unable to resolve those issues. But now we have come. I think the first step to telling Nigerians we really want to put ourselves together. Instead of you to applaud that or to back him up, you said, let the governor, if it's really serious, let him come to tribunal. It's to them. Them going to the tribunal is making them to win the case. Going to do the job of lawyers. They interpret the documents by themselves. You have lawyers. Allow them to do their work.
But something also happened this last week.
Yes.
The Benue State High Court,
yes,
the judgment delivered by the Chief Judge of that state,
yes,
affirmed the suspension and expulsion of the former chairman.
Yes.
So effectively, that means that position is open. Do you think that that is where the reconciliation should start from? Maybe a dissolution of the NWC for a new national working committee to be...
Sincerely, if people are sincere, no, power is something else. Power, this, the president of the NWC, are they willing? Or the acting national is they willing to do that? They will tell you that the matter is in court, let's finish the tribunal matters. And well, keep on going. Those things don't bother me. For me, when we shouted that the right thing must be done, and which would have not led us to where we are, go and check. How was the election won and lost? Go and check. Go and check. How was the election won and lost? It will tell you clearly. Clearly, you see, all those PDP leaders from the Southeast who got their seat like this and make noise, they couldn't give their president candidate up to 10%. Not one. You say, oh, Obi was on the election. That way cannot get to 5%. But what has Obi run the election got to do with you having 25%? Look at in the South. What happened? They didn't get 25%. Crossover, they didn't get 25%. River, they didn't get 25%. Are these not called
River states.
PDP states?
PDP states.
Are they not called? So what happened in Cross River State? I won't tell you what is the strategy. PDP came third. Look at what happened in Edo State. PDP came third. Look at what happened here. PDP came third. Look at what happened in Benue State. PDP came third. Look at what happened in Plateau. PDP came third.
If the needful is done, will you be willing to come back to the party to
Am I not in the
rebuild?
party? The governor is the leader of my party is the governor. All National Assembly is PDP. All House of Assembly is PDP.
You just talked about factionalization in the
No,
PDP.
that is the point I'm making. Yes, if you are not doing the right thing, some people say, okay, do what you're doing. We are doing what we're doing. Anytime we are ready to, I say we are willing. But the point of saying, you have shown the wrong signal again. Just now, you showed the wrong signal. I was telling you what happened in Bauchi, that I thought would have been used as a platform to sincerely let Nigerians know, yes, we have had our abuses, we are ready to make amends. And with that way, people say, well, it's a good step, it's a good direction. Yes, let's follow up. I'll see how it works out. But it's not for you to do. You hit the hard one.
But what role would you play? What role would you play in ensuring that your party, PDP, comes back the way it was?
The role I'm playing, look at the role I played. Making sure my party took over the state. It's a PDP state. If I didn't want, I would have gone to sleep and let my party fail. If the party fails here, what relevant are we again? It's not true. So, me that have done that, by giving us 3 senators, by giving us 12 National Assembly, by giving us 32 over 32 House of Assembly, and those who couldn't even get one, what role did they have to play in the party? I'm the one. We are the ones that have what it takes now to make PDP more relevant. That's what we're trying to say. And I said, look, do the right thing. We are ready to follow. But don't do the wrong thing intentionally and then come to tell me, hey, you know, it has happened. You know, that is one language I don't like. You stay openly and rob somebody. And then you come back to tell me, you know, it has happened. That's very insulting. Very insulting.
Your Excellency, your party, one of the things that your party has always talked about is power to the people, right? But right now, the people of Nigeria may not be too happy with your party and the ruling party, so to speak. The subsidy is gone, and the impact of it is spreading like wildfire.
What do you mean by power to the people? That they remove the subsidy means that the power
Well, the people will tell you that their purchasing power, for instance, is no longer there. It's dwindling by the day, by the second. So let's discuss this subsidy matter, for instance, now. Yes, subsidy is being removed.
So
what should government be doing?
Look, you see, that's the problem I have with Nigerians. What happened in the discussion? Why did Labour now suspend the strike? Are you telling me that simply because, are you not aware that this is a scrap, this is horrible? You spend ₦1 trillion every month. The money that should have been used for other purposes. If we are talking about palliative, for example, I thought what the NLC and TUC in the first place, NLC made a mistake. Coming out to adopt a candidate first. By adopting a candidate, you cannot now come and say, speak. If you do, you can't do that. It's like there's conflict. You may be right, but the position where you are standing has made it to be conflicted. But let us even leave that. What I thought, and which is what they are doing now. Every governor, everybody we have been shouting that this subsidy should be removed. It is not today. Starting from Jonathan's time, and when he talked about it, he wanted to shut down the whole country. Yes. But the reality is that this is the risk scam. Calculate how much. If you work out with government in terms of palliatives, this money that we are spending every month, for example, if we divert it, if we use it for that purpose, what are the purposes? To cushion the effects or the hardship on the people. But again, I don't want to believe that the only masses When Labour talks about mercy, it's only civil servants. I don't want to believe that. And that's a mistake they're making. Labour can't speak for me. Labour can't speak for those who are not working. Labour only speaks for their civil servants, for their members, with all due respect. Yes. Yes. There are a lot of people who are suffering, who don't have work. So why can't this money be used to provide employment? Why can't this money be used to do other things? Must everything be civil servant, civil servant? You mean a country as we are spending such humongous amount of money every month as subsidy? I can't. Nigerians would like to dance to the gallery. Sometimes when I watch what people say on newspapers, on television, I just laugh. I just, come on. I'm not saying you, but you don't like media to be attacked. Part of the problem is the wrong message you send out to the public. When some of us, when we sit down to hear what you send out to the public, I say, please turn off this.
All right. But still on that issue, beyond issue of increasing worker salary, because like you said, only those who are civil servants will benefit. If you are advising the government,
look, infrastructure is supposed to be grown. Infrastructure is supposed to be developed. You have to reduce the issue of, for example, sit down with Labour in terms of transportation. Okay. What do we do to cushion the effect so that the hardship does not get to a level where it is difficult for other people to even pay for transport. So government can come and look. See that. How do you provide transportation for the public? These are things that can be worked out. How do we develop this infrastructure that's lacking? Seriously. If Nigeria, take for example, if Mr. President, look, this one trillion, for example, we can't spend this 1 trillion. Can we take, for example, 200, 300 billion, for example, from that 1 trillion? Every month you are putting infrastructure in this country. Sincerely. Not just for the sake of talking. Nobody will see the money. I'm talking about sincerely to build the infrastructure, the roads. We will be where we are today. Not just saying we have put in this money, nobody sees it. It's just like, for example, when I hear Anchor Brewers, and Central Bank will tell us they spend 360-something billion for Anchor Brewer rice. Where is the food? Where is the rice? Even when you find, they say it's very expensive. And nobody sits down to actually say, hey, come on. You guys spend 300 billion for rice production in Nigeria. Hi. Can I see where the rice is? You see, I believe that people who don't want this country to grow, who don't mean well for this country, are those who are instigating, putting crisis. There are those who believe that Nigeria is their own. There are some people, some of them are retired generals. They sit in their houses and think to control everybody. They will direct you what to do. If you don't do this, you become an enemy. And when you resist it, they say you're not a humble and loyal person. What is humility? What is loyalty? When people are crying. It's like you see me here today when I was governor. I see there are no roads in Port Harcourt. No development, no infrastructure. And then you tell me somebody say he put me. I shouldn't do those roads. I mean, what kind of system is that? What kind of system is that? And that is what we have been having in this country. Anybody who can take decision in this country, nobody wants him. Nobody wants him. All they want, somebody whom they will call, come to see me so prisoner. You run down there. Okay. You want to take something, a step that will move the country forward, they sabotage it. And that's what is going on now. That is what is going. Those who believe that Asuwaju is strong, is firm. Hey, look at this guy. If we allow this guy, we may not breathe very well here. So people sit there in their houses to do that. So let us stop him from now. And how do we stop him? make him have a problem in National Assembly. It's part of crisis for you. It has always happened.
All right.
So
Your Excellency, we have time for just maybe some short questions, which will also require short answers from you.
Okay.
Maybe one question.
Okay.
Miriam, do you want to have your first
yes,
question?
Yes, I want to have the first
shot.
shot, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Your Excellency, as reporters will go out to do stories, and then you get to a blocked drainage, and then you're interviewing the people, and they tell you, we want government to help us clear the gutters. They want government to do everything for them. Now, from your own side, what would you expect that Nigerians should also do to help this government to succeed?
I've told you that I've never seen people who like everything free. Look, you create refuse. Government say, put the refuse here. Can you pay 10 naira in way carrying this refuse? No, cannot do that. Why? It's free. Okay. Don't even you pay. But help me, take the refuse and come and take it. They look left, they look right. Nobody. You point them. Somebody is selling corn on the road. He will peel the corn. Then he will take it and fill the drainage. Now, one of these days, I was passing. I just stopped. I was a governor then. I said, come on, pack all of them. See, this is the road. This is LNG. Do you know I did this road? How can you do this here now? How can you do this? Oh, now here where they find what we go chop. I know talk so make you not find what you go chop. Because if you, now they find something, now you make it go dead everywhere. He said, oh, God, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do them again. I said, okay, leave them. I used another car. I didn't go with selling nothing. I go there. I went there. How about madam? How about madam? What in the place? Nigeria is a very difficult place. Look, it is not easy. But that is not an excuse why government will not live up to expectation. We should also know the limits of government. It is not an easy thing. So for me, it's continue to appeal to understand that, look, this is only in terms of health, other diseases that emanate because of this. And then flooding. Because when you have blocked all the drainages, then they'll be flood. Then when they're flooded, you start shouting. Government is not doing anything. Who caused that flood?
All right, Neta, are you ready for your question? Or I should take your
Go ahead.
Okay, my own slot will be, in most of the states now, the new governors, particularly where we have new governors, are really under very heavy debt. Some have tons and tons of uncompleted projects that have been passed on to them from their predecessor. In the case of Rivers, it's not so as far as projects are concerned, but in terms of debt, we really don't know whether Governor Sim Fubara has a heavy burden on him.
He cannot have a heavy burden. He was accountant general. He knew where we were. He knew. See, the truth must be told. I wonder every time when they said debt management office, they publish list of the states. I wonder. I call the what do you call them? The DG. Is it? I don't know what they call them. It's not the John Director. I don't know. I said, why are people getting this debt? I don't know whether they say military those days. I said, look, for me, as former governor who presided over this state for 8 years, I am not owing any bank a dime. The only money, let me tell you, Access Bank and Zenith Bank are the only two banks we use. We don't use any other bank. So let me check anywhere. The only thing was that the money Federal Bank gave us a bill and which they deduct from the Federation account. But as loan from commercial banks, what we are owing as was living, 3.something billion. And that they collect it monthly. Every month they collect from our IGR about 900 to 1 billion naira. So zero debt. It is not equal. That's why it is difficult. It is difficult for any bank. Let them publish that Rivers State government is owing Bank A this. Rivers State government is owing Bank B. So we're on a very stable. note. Very stable ground. Very stable. That's why, whatever it is, look at most of the jobs we do. We pay through our IGR. Collect this every month. Yes. You collect this every month. You collect this every month. Right? What remains? 3 billion. Fine. It used to be our own government.
Data is ready.
And to also tell you, I pay pensioners every month. And we're paying gratuities. That was left for me. From 2015, I came. Today, I've done the promotion of the major civil servant. Before I made a promise, and that will be fulfilled. Today, I was going to employ so number of thousands of people. I've also fulfilled that. What do you think that makes me feel so big, you know, moving around, smiling? Because there's nothing. There's nothing.
Excellency.
My hands are just so, but it is difficult for other states to come out and say that.
Excellency, you did not answer a question we asked you earlier categorically, so I'll bring it up again, and then this other one. You did not say whether you'll accept an appointment if you're given yes or no. Would you accept an appointment?
You can ask me that kind of question. First of all, I'm not lobbying for an appointment.
Okay.
For Christ's sake. And I cannot only be important because you are giving me an appointment. Right. I mean, you should look at me very well. 2, Mr. President has not called me. You owe respect. If Mr. President calls you, I say, look, yes, I want you to serve. Maybe I will ask, in what capacity do I serve? Right? He said, look, I want that. Okay, thank you, sir. I have political team. I have a family. I won't just sit them there without talking to anybody and just say, oh, yes. I'm not, look. I'm not begging for, you know, I want people to...
Yes, you've taken my time.
No,
the other question I had to ask.
That's your time.
Hold on. Let me tell you. You know, we're not in objective.
Yes or no?
Yes. No. I have to explain to you how it is done. You don't go and say, will you take or not? Okay. What kind of question is that?
All right.
At my level, I should ask you, what do you give? I won't take. I will take. Okay. No, circumstances will tell you. Okay. So you never can tell. But respect the man.
So Mike will answer the last question.
From the latest engagement of organized labor with government, they're demanding for 200,000 naira minimum wage. I wonder what you see as realistic when it comes to minimum wage.
You know, you can sit anywhere and ask anything. Where will you get the money from? You know, there are certain problems you must, first of all. Labor, what have they done to making sure our production quota is 2 million per day? What have you done? Where will you get the money from? First of all, solve certain problems. When you solve that problem, then you are getting the revenue. Then based on the revenue you are getting, you can ask, listen, now that things are stabilized, now that things are like this, we think this should be the minimum wage. And this also be the minimum contribution as a civil servant should contribute. Yes, you see, this attitude. Look, I was a minister, and what I found out in the ministry was rubbish in terms of budgeting. How could anybody, every of the budget, instead of to put money in infrastructure, money is being put to buy computer, every day, year by year, computer. What kind of system is that? These are civil servants. Just go and see. When I got to I was Minister of State Education. I called the federal government colleges. I said, what kind of budgeting is this? You want to build dining. You put 2 million. How can 2 million build a dining for you? You don't have a library. And I said, listen, this cannot be the pattern again. The pattern is choose 3 key projects for this year. These 3 projects, you finish them this year. So stop putting this 10 million, 2 million. Put like 100 million in this project. Put so that you know that is the requirement. Yeah. As you finish this, next year, you take up other projects. This attitude of, and again, the part of the problem is National Assembly.
Your Excellency.
Because the way the budgeting cannot achieve anything.
Your Excellency, we really have to go. Because if we let you, there's still so much stuff. And hopefully we'll come back and have this conversation again. But I want to thank you so much. Your Excellency, Chief Nyesom Wike, thank you for speaking with us. And it's been a fantastic time. I do hope that the viewers out there and those who are coming into power will draw a lot of lessons from what you've done. I mean, from local government to state, to federal, back to state, and now you're going into retirement. We wish you a restful period.
Are we sure of that retirement?
We wish you a restful period in your retirement until whenever you're called up again to come and serve the nation. Thank you so much. And on behalf of myself and my colleagues from NTA and Madam Miriam, from AIT, Abule Bagbenga, and from TVC, Mr. Okwoche, I want to say thank you so much for letting us be a part of your day, and bye-bye. I'm Neo Taigbe.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
You've been watching a live Channels television event.